Introduction to the Control Center. The Uplogix Control Center can be reached by navigating to its web interface on HTTPS, either by IP or hostname, depending on how you have it configured. Once you reach the login page, go ahead and log in with your username and password. The default username is administrator, and the default password is password. Once you log in with your credentials, you'll be taken to either the dashboard or the alarms page. The dashboard is where you can keep track of a couple of appliances that you're particularly interested in. Selecting them from the drop down here and hitting add will add an appliance to this view, and the appliances being tracked here will display current alarms and recent events for those appliances. So the dashboard gives you a handy place to keep track of any problem children you may have, or appliances that work is being done on, or that you may be tracking for any other reason. To navigate through the Uplogix Control Center, you can use the navigation bar at the top. And we'll go through these one by one. Inventory is where the entirety of your inventory of Uplogix appliances is displayed. The inventory works on a group model, so at the base level you have your root group, usually a company name, and then you can organize inventory groups as required beneath that. Settings set at the inventory group level will affect all appliances in that group and in subgroups. In other words, settings are inherited through the inventory group model. The Alarms tab is where you're taken if you don't have any appliances set up in your dashboard. It shows you all current alarms throughout the entire deployment. And of course, you can click on the appliance hostname to be taken through to the detail page for that appliance, where you can see more about the alarms and the state of the appliance and its managed devices. In this case, we can see that there are alarms on the riverbed and the power controller port. The Events tab, similar to the Alarms tab, shows recent events throughout the entire deployment. And again, you can click on appliance hostnames to be taken to the detail page. The Schedule tab is where we can schedule tasks and create filters to perform actions on multiple devices. For example, from here we can use one of the filters that we've created to select all Cisco devices in the deployment, and then schedule a task such as pushing a new OS image to all of those devices. The Reports tab is where we can assign various reports to be sent out to users with information like recent alarms, changes, logins, or custom reports, which can be generated on hourly, daily, weekly, or monthly time frames and sent to users via email. And finally, the Administration tab, where you manage settings regarding the administration of the Uplogix Control Center itself, such as authentication settings for TACACS or Radius. The File Archive, where OS images and configurations can be loaded to be downloaded to managed devices. And users, groups, and roles can be used to generate appropriate permissions for end users.